Greetings from Ukraine. We are here to present a research on corruption in business, motives and influence of shadow economy. Corruption remains the most important factor hindering the growth and development of world and national economies. Corruption manifestations threaten the integrity of the markets, weaken fair competition, and break the balance in the system of resources distribution. Corruption has a negative impact on economic growth and investment, undermines public trust and the rule of law, as a result of which an abnormal economy is created in which the fundamental economic law ceases to operate. The fight against corruption has become a key point of the programs of governments of many countries and international financial organizations. Effective and sustainable development of the business environment particularly requires the absence of corruption. The purpose of the study is to investigate the distinguishing peculiarities of corruption in business-to-business relation and special features of behavior of the corrupt company employee. To carry out an econometric analysis of the impact of corruption, economic freedom, and changes of real GDP on the level of the shadow economy of Ukraine. Transparency International defines corruption as the abuse of entrusted power for private gain. Roy defines corruption as involves illegal, immoral gratification in such a kind in exchange for securing an unethical advantage over other in business and or in society, with the side effect that may include human rights abuse, degradation of the environment, and compromise of sustainable development. Rantorf thinks that corruption is a kind of egoist ethics according to which an individual denies accepted social and moral rules, contaminated social relations in order to get personal privileges, liberties, and advantages. The high level of corruption in public sphere will result in a high level of corruption inside business environment. Company employees, as well as public officials, can be corrupted and stand to benefit from misconduct of their duties. EU fraud survey indicates that 1 in 3 board directors and senior managers would feel justified in offering cash payment to win or retain business. Fewer than 1 in 5 of other employees would. 1 in 5 board directors and senior managers would be willing to book revenues earlier than they should to meet targets against 1 in 10 of all other employees. 12% of board directors and senior managers would be prepared to provide false information to management to improve their own careers or pay, double the number of all other employees. In general, corruption for the enterprises itself is reducing or bringing to zero the reputation capital of an entrepreneur and his business, loss of confidential information and intellectual property, theft of values, decreasing competitiveness, loss of customers and income, inhibition of growth, obstacles to the promotion and consolidation of the best personnel, corruption of staff, and deterioration of the ethics of the team. The atmosphere of corruption does not promote openness and forces the business to close information about its own affairs. The cause of unethical behavior of managers and interpreters are the increasing individualism of the modern people and consequently increased importance of money in society and the glorification of material consumption. The side effects of globalization of the economy, namely emergence of larger structures with more centralization and a greater concentration of power. The race to increase productivity, resulting in depersonalization as distance between head office and the ordinary workers increases. The focus of economic system on the short-termism, often prestigious treatment of present-day contracts, the inefficiency of the law and the slow pace of justice, the imperfections of the judicial system. The rewards and evaluation systems of business and of managers are not always in line with the long-term vision. Modern business is under constant pressure from all shareholders, scarce resources, social and financial pressure, and stiff competition. Greed and the pursuit of profit, the desire to beat the other party in a competitive environment. The main differences of employment in public and private sector that influence corruption-related decision-making are fundamentally different goals, differences in employment process, management system, different funding allocation, scrutiny, and accountability. These factors cause certain peculiarities of corruption in business-to-business relations and therefore influence the decision-making process of a company employee regarding corruption. The model of corruption-related decision-making in business-to-business relation you can see on the chart. The social and economic consequences of corruption include the impact on the economic activity of individuals, the impact of public finances, impact on human development through unequal distribution of income. This corruption creates fertile soil for shadow economy. Regression analysis of the impact on the level of the shadow economy of a variety of factors is shown on the chart. In conclusion, the developed model of corruption-related decision-making in business-to-business relations enables better understanding of corruption phenomenon and establishment of anti-corruption policy of the company. Knowing these factors, top management can pay close attention to certain areas and use relative measures to ensure ethical behavior of the employees. The corruption-related decision-making of the company employee grounds on many factors depending on the particular circumstances and personal factors of an individual. Nevertheless, some common causes can be determined and divided into incentives and disincentives. Incentives are revenue of corruption, rent-seeking behavior, informal asymmetry, and legal nature of offense. These factors facilitate corruption decision, increasing the probability of corruption. Disincentives include moral hazard, probability of detection, and positive job-related attitude. These issues can restrain employee from getting involved in corruption. Thanks for your attention.